Hello everyone and welcome back to the cinema. Today we're back with The Flash, episode 15. There's been a big break between the last episode and this one that I'm doing. As you can see, my haircut's changed, even though for you it's only been like a day or two. Or however, I've decided to upload these videos once I finish them. So we start the episode with a fat, and I'm talking fat with P-H-A-T, fat particle accelerator explosion, because in this episode we take you back to episode 1 with Clyde and the plane and everything that happened, causing our very first villain in the first episode. He had a brother, and now he is the Weather Wizard. I'm not making this up, these are real villains. You think Weather Wizard's hard to believe? Try Codpiece, or Kite Man, or the Condiment King. Okay, the lore goes deep. So going back to episode 1 and seeing the origin for how his brother got his powers, we see the particle accelerator explode again. Add another one. It never ends! After that we get some couples bowling. We've got Iris bowling with Thorn, Chatty Thorn, my guy. And then you've got Barry in there with his girlfriend Linda. And I miss bowling, man. I used to bowl a bit when I was a kid. I would not say that I'm professional or that I'd even consider bowling a sport. I just liked it, alright? Now I live in a little country town in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, and I can't bowl anymore, alright? I miss it. So I'm sitting there and I know that at some point soon Cisco is gonna get the... So I'm sitting there watching Wells and Cisco watching Buster Keaton, and I'm sitting there like, this is gonna really fucking hurt. Eventually alarms get tripped off at the morgue. Clive's brother, the Weather Wizard, or is Clive the Weather Wizard? I don't remember his exact name. Look, the Weather Wizard is at the morgue. He's trying to find out who killed his brother, because that's the place I'd go to first to find out who killed my brother. I don't know, is that something you would do? Is that the first place you'd go? I'd just go to the police station and wreck shit. Nah, that's also stupid. I wouldn't do that. You know me, big brain. I'd do something cool. I'd think of something cool. So interrupts the bowling. Chatty Thorn splits off. He's on his way. I don't know if Chatty Thorn's the right name. Maybe Chad Thorn. You want the Eddie part in there because then you've just got Earbud Thorn, and yeah, I'll think of it. I'll think on it. Alright, I'll get something. If not, we're sticking with Chatty Thorn. And then Barry also, because he's the CSI guy detective on his way, he splits off. He's running fast as fuck, and then he sees his reflection in the windows of buildings as he's running past, or something, a second version of him. And when I was watching it as a kid for the first time, I went, what the fuck was that all about? Don't worry past me, later in the episode you get answers. So I'm sitting there where the wizard has broken into the morgue and shit, and he's like, yo, who killed my brother and stuff, but wasn't this particle accelerator thing and everything that's happened it's been a year, because Barry woke up from his coma and it was like 9 months after the particle accelerator went off, and then all these other villains and everything just happened to not be around after 9 months, and then another 3 months onto that. I'm assuming it's been a year easy with all the villains we've had week in, week out. I'm assuming it's been a year. What was he doing? Okay, later in the episode we did get tipped off that every bone in his body was broken, but he's got superpowers. I'm sure it didn't take him exactly 12 months to fully heal up. I just don't know what he was doing with his time. Obviously this is just one of the little plot inconsistencies that the CW ran into, but look, it doesn't matter, it's good. So remembering back to episode 1, Joe killed the Weather Wizard's brother. I'm gonna keep calling him Weather Wizard because that's what they call him, and they take it serious. Joe was the one that killed him, so Joe's got a target on his head. How's he handling it? He's handling it pretty well. He wants to get down on this guy and bust a nut. No. Oh fuck, I just put a bad mental image in everyone's head, including my own. I was gonna say like bust a move and like dancing, but really I should have said like bust a cap. That sounds a little bit too hood for me. I'm a bit too white for that. But I think bust a nut was the worst alternative I could have gone with. I'm sorry, let's just cut this part. So what's Thorn doing? Chatty Thorn, well, he's got his own agenda, ignoring Iris West like a boss. Because Barry and her are getting way too fucking close, and my man Chatty don't take that shit, man. He a pimp, line, no gangster bullshit. What am I even saying? I don't know. Decipher my hidden language in the comments below. Now, as much as I'm shitting on the name Weather Wizard, this villain's pretty fucking intimidating. You see what happens if the Flash wasn't able to catch him straight away and there was other things going on. He's like permanently paralyzing, might not ever walk again type of things, breaking people's legs and kidnapping people and gonna destroy the whole city. Like, it's pretty freaking intense. So I'm gonna commend him for that. He comes into the police station and he's like, yo, I'm here, Joe. What of it? my man, you killed my broski, and now I finna use my wizard powers to like lightning your ass. I was dropped on my head as a kid, alright, I'm sorry. Captain Singh, is it? I'm not sure if that was his name. The detective, the guy, the chief, the sheriff himself. He takes the equivalent of a bullet for Joe. So Joe's had enough. He's on the case. He goes to one of the old hideouts of the Weather Wizard and his brother, Magic Man. But before he can investigate the apartment, Chatty Thorn shows up like a boss and he's like, yo, you ain't doing this on your own. I got your back, partner. I love the guy so much. And they get into the room and then one of the most unintentionally funny scenes happens for me, where they're looking around and a window just happens to be open and the Weather Wizard must have been outside because he just sucks Joe and he flies out the window so fast. I don't know why, maybe because it's Joe? I don't know, it looks so funny. Meanwhile, the entire time, Detective Cisco is on the case. He's cracking down on Wells. People are throwing information left and right and he's asking questions. Goes down to mess with the containment field and what does he see? The hologram for the reverse flash. Yes! My guy frickin' did it. He asked Caitlin, try and distract Wells for as long as you can. Caitlin took him out for coffee, but my god, his eyes, man, his blue eyes, they're like my blue eyes, except more intense. They're just blue, not like oceans crashing into rocks blue, like blue. And he's staring her down, man, like, I am going to murder everyone in your family. I absolutely love Tom Cavanagh. Wells then cottons on to the fact that he's being stalled and gets Caitlin distracted for a second to split off. He goes and confronts Cisco and he's like, hey, I'm the reverse flash motherfucker and you're gonna die. When I watched this the first time, man, my eyes were shrink wrapped in tears. It was just fucked. I'd really grown to love this civil, relatable, pop culture reference filled guy that's Cisco. He's just so fun. And to see someone that's usually the fun guy have his heart broken and literally ripped out or crushed is heartbreaking. It's still a very effective scene, not as effective as I remember it, but yes, he goes, he kills Cisco, which blows this episode's stakes out of control. This feels like it's going to be a season finale the way that things are going, which really hints at everything that's going to happen at the very end of the episode. Iris and Barry get tipped off about where Joe is, and the Weather Wizard is creating a tsunami that's going to wipe out the city. Barry gets down there and he's like, Iris, I'm gonna kiss you right now. It doesn't really have the punch that it should for a couple that you're supposed to root for. At least it doesn't for me. What does contain that punch is when his identity is revealed and he's like, I'm the Flash, go! And Blake Nelly's theme just kicks in and the score is swelling as he's running back and forth on the beach so fast that he rips a hole through fucking time. Oh! Man, the Flash is good. Not perfect, not gonna change your life. Actually, it might have changed my life a bit, but it was really good. And so ripping a hole back through time, he sees himself in the mirrored reflection again and finds out that he has traveled back in time about a day. It's a great episode. Yes, it does get a bit undermined because all the stakes and everything we've just seen, all the consequences are completely undone because it's traveled back through time and they can now do it however they want to do it. But it breaks the chain of, here's a new villain this week, and then the villain gets stopped. Here's a new villain this week, and the villain gets stopped, with little bits of progression on the main plot underneath. This felt like a big chapter and a big step in breaking all that and giving the audience something they did not expect this close or this early towards the season finale of the show. I think this episode's really good. What did you think of the episode? Did you like this one when you seen it, or was it just not your speed because everything's getting undone? I can understand if someone's just like, it's just a waste of an episode, really. All you need to know is the first 5 minutes, and that's kind of it, and that he can change things that happened in that episode because he goes back in time. Anyway, look, that doesn't matter. Did you like it is what I'm asking. Did you like this video? If you liked the video, consider dropping a like. It helps me out. It tells me that you want to see more of these and more of this content. I'm going to finish this out because some people have stuck around and watched these and they want to see me talk about the rest of the show and finish it. And I'm going to do that before I start up other shows and keep starting other things and it just keeps getting out of control again. Finish what I started. So if you want to see me in your subscription box weekly talking about shows that you love, consider subscribing or dropping a like. It helps me out a lot. If you've made it all the way through to the end of the video, you're a bloody legend, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.